So the new mining update for Hypixel Skyblock just dropped, and there have been a lot, and I mean a lot, of changes. Now, if you want me to go through all the changes or have like a deep dive into the update, let me know down below and I can do that. But today we're specifically talking about the Gemstone Gauntlet revamp. Now, there are a few things that have changed with the Gemstone Gauntlet. Some bad, some good, and a lot of people are saying that the Gauntlet was nerfed, but I think it was buffed. Now, the reason they've changed the Gemstone Gauntlet stuff is because they wanted people to focus on going for drills and not just hard focusing the Gauntlet, because it was kind of like OP in the sense of it was the third best mining item in the game. Made sense for people to go for the Gauntlet early game, so they wanted people to go towards the drills a little bit sooner. So I guess that's why they've revamped the Gauntlet itself. One of the bigger things that they've changed is the breaking power. This breaking power used to be a 9, and now it's an 8. By the way, if you guys want to know the update or learn any more about it, I'll leave a link down below to the thread about it, and you guys can see all that stuff there. But if you don't know what breaking power is, essentially it just determines what you can and can't mine. There's certain gemstones or things in the game which are harder to mine, and the better your tool, the more things you can mine with it. 9 pretty much being endgame, and you can mine everything with that. Gemstone Gauntlet has gone down to an 8 now, which means you can't mine absolutely everything. Now, fun fact, this Gemstone Gauntlet was actually a combat tool as well, but most people didn't use it for that. They used it more for the mining features, but for the fact that it gives so much mining speed and it's relatively easy to craft early game, so people would just use it for the mining side and not really focus on the crafting stuff, because you could just do combat and get a really good weapon relatively early that was better than the Gauntlet. So I think with this update, they've actually tried to incorporate some of the combat stuff, but in doing that, I feel like they've made the Gauntlet kind of overpowered, and let me tell you why. So not only have they added 300 damage to the Gauntlet and given it 50 strength, they've given it new abilities. But if I stop for a second and show you this Gemstone Gauntlet, you're going to see it's got quite a few things on it. Also, Pristine has changed from Pristine to Prismatic, which nice little touch, why not? But one of the abilities there is called Reduced to Atoms, and that's new. Essentially what it means is that when mobs are killed on mining islands, so the Dwarven mines, the Crystal Hollows, the Glassite mines, your Gauntlet is going to drop gemstones, and the gemstones it drops correlates directly to the ones you have on the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet itself can have 5 slots. I right now have Jade in my first slot, for example. I'm also getting all the other ones as well, but if we just look at Jade here for a second, I've got 16,818,592. I'm going to hit this guy, it kills him, and I've gone up to 16,818,632. So as you can see, that's gone up a little bit. Now, I don't know if this is completely correct or not, but I can only assume, because I've not personally fully tested this, but I can only assume that the better gemstones you have, the better the drops that you're going to get. Now, why is this such a cool thing? Now, this is really cool, especially earlier game. Say, for example, you're wanting to get a rarer gemstone. Let's say you're struggling to get Pristine and you don't have anything to help you with getting Pristine. But through doing a couple commissions, you've been able to get enough for a fine Pristine gemstone. You can stick it on your Gauntlet, then just kill goblins with the Gauntlet because it has damage and it will kill them. You don't have to specifically kill goblins. If you're strong enough, you can kill things like ghosts. I was watching a streamer called Dan Yongma, or Telltale Heart. You guys probably know him by now. But he was killing ghosts with this Gauntlet, basically saying how OP it is. So with your setup, you can literally use the Gauntlet to kill things, and you're getting gemstones while doing that. So realistically, you only need... Now, I'm saying need here, okay? It's not the fastest way to get the best gemstones, but if you're not really a combat person, you have the attention span of a goldfish, and you only want to do combat for as little as you have to, realistically, you only need to grind up to a fine gemstone, and you will get more doing it. It's not the fastest way, but you will get more doing it. So the fact that you can just grind like the lowest gemstones, stick it on your Gauntlet, and then actually get more from killing things, it's pretty good if you ask me. That's kind of OP. I've seen people make a lot of money from doing this. So this is going to become quite a viable money making method as well, especially, as I said, for those lower players that need that money, that first couple million. Goblins is something you kind of grind relatively early anyway. So mixing that with the fact you're getting gemstone drops, that's kind of good. Now, I know for a fact that if you're probably killing goblins for money, you've not got anywhere near a gemstone gauntlet. I know that. I'm just giving an example, all right? Don't fucking chew my toes off in the comments. Or do what you want. But just by killing those couple things there whilst talking to you, my jade gemstones have gone up. But that applies for any gemstone I have on this. So that's pretty sick. And the reason I talk about that one first, not only because it's top, it kind of goes hand in hand with the kinetic ability. If I have something in the forge, every mob I kill reduces my forge timer. Now, this does scale. Every single perfect gemstone that you have will give you 0.5 seconds off. So you do need the perfects. I believe it won't give you anything unless you have perfect gemstones. But every perfect you have will give you 0.5 seconds off per kill. So you can have up to 2.5 seconds. So essentially, if you have 5 perfects on there and you're killing these guys, every kill is knocking 2.5 seconds off a forge timer. So if you are sat there waiting for something to forge, you need the next drill that you're grinding, or you're grinding for a plate or an armor set or something like that, and you're, you know, an hour out and you really want it now, you can come and kill things, get gemstones, and also knock that time down incredibly. If you think 2.5 seconds, you're killing at least a goblin every second, maybe less than that. So you are knocking your time down incredibly. The last ability they've added is actually a right click ability, which is called Gemstone Snap. Now, you do have to charge this up. Mine says full right now, as you can see, but the way you charge it is by killing things. And essentially, as it just says there, you will gain 50 mining fortune for 60 minutes. So there's no point using it unless you are mining, but you know, you can sit here and charge this up, right click it, and then go mining for 60 minutes. You're going to get 50 extra fortune for doing this. So this is a good thing to do maybe before doing a little mining session, maybe a coal event or something like that. Like, this is a really good way of doing it. But as I said, there's so many things that have come with this update. Like, just the general naming of a lot of things has changed as well. So if you want me to do a little bit more of a deep dive in other things, then genuinely do let me know down below. Also hit that subscribe button if you are new, because it does genuinely go a long way. I do genuinely appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, a lot of people are saying that the gauntlet has been nerfed, but I genuinely think that's a dub for the gauntlet. So you need gemstone 11 for the gauntlet, and I don't know if that has changed. The recipe is exactly the same. Let me double check this live for your faces. 2 million. No, so that is exactly the same amount of gemstones collected. And then obviously the recipe for it is the same. So it's just over 4 million worth of ruby gemstones total, plus 16 enchanted gold. So the recipe and the ability to craft this is exactly the same. You're getting this the same time as you would before. I don't know who said that. Maybe they were misinformed, or maybe I read something wrong or something, but I was under the impression that it was going to change on how you got the gauntlet. You actually aren't. It's the same way of getting it. Now, I know it's lost things like mining speed and stuff like that. It's not as fast as it used to be. It's actually half the speed. It's gone from 1600 mining speed to 800 mining speed. And also the breaking power has gone down. So I can understand people saying, oh, it's less in some way, but it's still really good. And you've got to understand, if you're to look at my mining speed right now, it's 1889. I've got the gauntlet in my hands. My armor alone, and it doesn't even have full stuff on it, gives me so much mining speed that having the gauntlet is going to mean that I'm instant mining hardstone with this armor. Okay, all right, if you don't have divine, you're going to need other stuff, whatever, but pets and all that stuff are still going to bring it up to be a very viable mining tool. But the fact that you can use it for combat and get gemstones from it is kind of OP, in my opinion. If you think about the average player, like who plays anywhere from 2 to 4 hours a day on average, you know, some days they might not even play, but let's say they boot it up for around 3 hours, they might not want to mine, or they might not want to spend loads of time doing something, or they're just running around doing nothing, talk on a call with a friend or whatever it may be. You can just go around and hit things and you're still getting gemstones. That's kind of insane to me. Is that not insane to anyone else? Like, that is genuinely kind of insane to me. I love the idea that I can come around, hit these guys, and get gemstones from it. I don't have to mine. I don't have to get a mining route or anything like that. Like, just come and get gemstones doing this. Now, I haven't tested all perfects and how much you get an hour and what's the best thing and stuff like that. If you want me to deep dive on that kind of a video, literally work out the stats of what is the most you can get an hour using the Gemstone Gauntlet and just doing combat, that seems like something that you'd be interested in figuring out a little bit about, then let me know down below, because for me, I think that'd be quite interesting to know what are the max things that you can get. It's only Gauntlet base, so all I'd have to do is put perfect gemstones on and start killing things and see how much you get. So if you want to see that kind of stuff, let me know. We have a lot of big videos coming out on this channel within the next couple of weeks and months, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you guys soon. Make sure you check out these videos here if you want to check out more of my stuff on this channel. I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy and stay safe.